Hi everyone, and welcome to the channel Without a Wire, where we explore everything home automation. In today's video, we'll take a look at the Sonoff BO5 light bulb with BO5 meaning 5 colors: red, green, blue, warm white and cool white. There's also another bulb in this range, the BO2, which only includes 2 colors, warm white and cool white, but we'll have a look at those in a moment. All the links to the products are in the video description below if you want to go check it out and see where you can find these products. So Sonoff is based in Shenzhen, China. Wait, the Meros and the TP links are also from there. Are all the light bulbs in this video from one place? Well, I guess that answers it. Anyway, I would need to have a word with procurement on this one. So Sonoff was established in 2015 and they are committed to the development of the smart home industry. And they throw around words like easy to use, personalized and creative IoT products in their mission statement. Well, we'll see if they live up to that reputation in a moment. But before we get started, please hit that subscribe button and ding that bell, so you can get notifications when we release new videos. Also, this is not a sponsored review. I bought all these products with my own money, and my reviews are purely based on my experience with these products. So let's get started and see what this is all about. Hi everyone, and welcome back. So let's get started. See what's on the outside of the box, open it up, see what's on the inside, set it up in the app and see how it integrates into other platforms. So having a look at the box, I don't know if you can see in the camera, but on the outside, on the front of the box, there's a bit of information there. It tells you it's a Wi-Fi light bulb. It gives you the lumens, 806 lumens. And it also tells you that it's an E27, which means it's an Edison 27 or a screw-in light bulb. It tells you that it's a Wi-Fi smart RGB LED light bulb, which means it's got colors. And on the side, it tells you that it's equivalent to a 9-watt light bulb. It gives you a little schematic of the colors there, and it also gives you a dim with an indication that it actually has cool and warm white as well. And then at the bottom, it tells you that it works with Google and Amazon. Turning it to the side, doesn't tell you much. It just gives you an introduction to the rest of the product ranges like smart switches, smart plugs and the like. And if we turn it to the back, it gives you some insight as to what features or capabilities are available for this light bulb, like remote control, voice control, single countdown or timing. You can share this device with other people. There's a stepless dimming scene mode, which we'll get into in the app. And then if we look at the specifications, again, it tells you that it's 2700 to 6500 kelvins, which means it's warm and cool white. It gives you the lumens once again, and not much more, some industry information and markings. Turning it to the other side, it just gives you some information as to where you can find the apps on the App Store. And on the top and the bottom, it just gives you some information about the light bulb. So let's open this up, see what's inside. Okay. So we've got the light bulb and we've got a little pamphlet, setup pamphlet. So from the pamphlet you go, it's marked in steps 1, 2, 3 and 4, and it basically tells you how to install the light bulb, download the app, and what to expect from the light bulb when it's ready for setup, and if it's not, how to reset the bulb. And then it takes you back to the app and say follow the steps in the app with the quick pairing mode. That's about it from the pamphlet inside the box. Having a look at the light bulb, on the front it says Sonoff. You can see there in the camera. And on the back, it's a bit small. I'll put up a macro photo on the screen so you can see. It again tells you the model number. It says it's a Wi-Fi light bulb, and it also tells you that it is 2700 to 6500 kelvins, warm white, cool white, and 806 lumens with some industry markings. So at least if you get the light bulb and there's no packaging, you would know that this is a smart bulb, unless you know the name Sonoff, which tells you that this would be a smart bulb. So that's the light bulb and the packaging inside and outside. Let's hook this up to a lamp and see how it sets up in the app. So let's get the EV-Link app open, switch on this light bulb, and it's supposed to start flashing. If it's not flashing, then you can reset the light bulb by switching it on and off 5 times. So let's try that. Okay, and there it's ready for setup. So in the app, you can say add device and just tap on quick pairing, and it will ask you one device or multiple devices, and you select one device for this one, and it will ask to link to your Wi-Fi. Click next, and then it will connect to the light bulb with a countdown circle. It says looking for device, retrieving device info, registering, sending device info, and then your device is basically set up. You can just rename it. I'll call this one Sonoff Test. And there, light bulb is set up, and you can switch it on and off. Let me just dim this light bulb for the sake of the video. It's on 2% now in warm white, and that would be cool white. So now that the light bulb is set up, let's take a look at the app. In your home screen, you'll see a list of devices and a list of your rooms if you have rooms set up, and at the top it will give you a little slider telling you what integrations are available on the app, just a high-level view. We go into the next menu item, scenes. At the bottom there's my scenes, where you can set up your own scene, or you can go into featured scenes and play around there. These are not so much scenes as we've seen with the other apps, but actually small little automations, if you will, because if you look at the structure of these scenes, it says if this triggers, then that action, which means it's got a trigger and subsequent actions, which means that this is actually a little routine like you would get with Alexa or within Smartthings or Home Assistant, which you can actually set up within the ecosystem. This actually supports basic automations within the ecosystem. So if you have other Sonoff devices, you can make them talk to one another. Have one device be the trigger, like a motion sensor or a contact sensor, or even a temperature and humidity sensor, and you can make that trigger do something like, for instance, switch on a light, or switch on a smart switch, or make a wall switch go on and off. So you can set up basic automations within the app. You go into the next menu. It's just a setup menu where it takes you through the different setup methods for different type of devices. Then if we go into messages, there's also 3 options there. Guide, which gives you some easy aid guides. There's explore, where you can look at what new versions, firmware versions, or new products or dashboards or stuff like that is available to you. And then the notice board, where it will notify you of changes in your products, whether they went offline or whether there's a new firmware upgrade for any of your devices or the like. Then if you go into profile, you'll see there are some upgrade features that you can choose from. Then there's some iWeLink support, which tells you which integrations you can actually do from the iWeLink app. Then there's manage homes, where you can set up different profiles for different homes. I don't know how applicable that would be to a single user, but I have two houses, my own and my mother's, and I'll have two different profiles for the two different houses. So I know which house or which home I am actually controlling. Then there's widgets. The widgets are the same as the automations, or it's actually shortcuts to automations. And there's help and feedback, some pilot features if you're part of their pilot program, special thanks about, and then all their social media stuff. Let's have a look at the integration. So obviously they indicate there that it works with Google, works with Alexa, works with Smartthings, it works with Assistant, and if you go into the menu, it also tells you that it works with IFTTT. Then if you are in the iWeLink support menu, there's actually many other devices or products out there that you can integrate into as well. Like for instance, you can integrate into Philips Hue ecosystem or Yeelight or even EasyViz and control even those devices from within the iWeLink app. And what that gives you is the ability to set up automations through different ecosystems. So you can make a Sonoff device speak to an EasyViz camera, or you can make a Sonoff motion sensor switch on a Philips Hue light. And then there's many other devices there. Most of them are third-party or Bluetooth smart speakers, which you can then integrate to and use them as you would use a Google Mini or a Amazon Alexa voice assistant. And then there's also some platforms where you can write more advanced automations, which makes this a very feature-rich app and also gives you the ability to integrate into many other ecosystems. Now that we've had a look at the app, let's move on to integrations. Let's have a look at Amazon Alexa first. Again, like any other integration with Alexa, it's lightning fast. You tap on it, it asks you to link, it takes you out to the Alexa app where you authorize it, and it authorizes within 20 seconds. I even experienced an app crash and I still managed to do the integration under 30 seconds. If you look at the Google integration, this one is a bit different to what we've seen in the other light bulbs so far. It also gives you an in-app integration where you just tap on link with Google Assistant. It takes you out to the Google app, and most of the integration is actually automated. And you don't need to put in your credentials, you don't need to follow the normal run-of-the-mill flow that we normally experience with Google Assistant. And this one was actually quite fast too, and I managed to set this one up in under a minute. So if we take a look at the Smartthings integration, it takes you through to an easy aid guide that tells you how to set up the integration between the iWeLink app and Smartthings. But once again, you would have to set this up from within the Smartthings app. You can't have an integration running straight from the iWeLink app. So we'll take a look at that a bit later. Then if we go look at some of the other integrations, there's also an easy aid guide for IFTTT. And what they failed to mention in this easy aid guide is the fact that you actually need a subscription, either with iWeLink or with IFTTT, to enable the integration. So if you don't have any subscription, or you're not willing to pay for the subscription, you can't integrate into the IFTTT platform. If we look at Home Assistant, There's also an easy aid guide. It tells you step by step how to set up in the Home Assistant ecosystem or Home Assistant app. But this is a bit more complicated than what we've seen with the other light bulbs. This one actually requires you to download the integration once again from the Axe or the Home Assistant Community Store. And once you've downloaded the integration, you would need to restart Home Assistant. And during the setup of the eWeLink app or the Sonoff products, you actually need to go into the configuration.yaml file and specify your credentials in that file so that Home Assistant know where to retrieve your credentials from connecting to your Sonoff devices. Once you've done this, it requires another restart of the Home Assistant app, and then you can actually continue and set up your tiles or your dashboards for all your Sonoff products. Now, this procedure is a bit overly complicated, and I won't recommend this for novice users or users that are not that technical. Now that we've had a look at the app, the setup, the light bulb, and the features, let's talk price points. So this light bulb, the BO5, would start at about 190 Rand, which is actually very, very cheap. There's only one light bulb that I'm aware of that we actually reviewed on the channel also, and that's the Benita light bulb. That is 5 Rand cheaper at 185 Rand. But for 5 Rand more, you get double the brightness and almost triple the amount of features, and the integrations are not even comparable. So for 5 Rand more, you get so much more with the Sonoff BO5 globe. And then taking it back to the BO2, which only gives you warm white and cool white, and most users would only require the warm white or the cool white. I've never really used the colors on my RGB light bulbs before. Yes, it's nice to play with, but it's a gimmick, or it's a nice feature to have. But if you're only interested in switching the lights on or off and adjusting the color to fit the room, right, and to create the right mood from a warm white or cool white perspective, then the BO2 would actually be more than sufficient for most users. And the BO2 actually comes in at 150 Rand for the light bulb, which makes this an unbeatable price in the smart home or the smart bulb arena. So this brings us to the likes and the dislikes. So the first thing I like about this light bulb is the price point. At this price point, it's arguably the most value for money that you'll find on the market, or at least that I know of at this stage. And with my experience with all these smart devices and light bulbs that I've tested out over the years. The second thing I like about this is the fact that the eWeLink app has its automations within its own ecosystem. And not only that, once you integrate into stuff like Yeelight, EasyViz or Philips Hue, you can also create automations for other ecosystems. So essentially the eWeLink app acts as a mini automation hub, if you will. And that is quite a cool feature to have. That means that if you are not interested in getting a Google Home or an Alexa, or not interested in Home Assistant or Smartthings, that you can actually be self-sufficient in terms of automations, or at least basic automations within your ecosystems and the compatible ecosystems with eWeLink. So from a dislikes perspective, this light bulb went offline over the last 2 years that I've had it, and I thought it's maybe just the location where I had it in the house, because I had a similar behavior with other light bulbs in the same location. But during the filming of this video and testing out this light bulb, resetting it, setting it up again, doing my screen grabs, all that kind of stuff, this light bulb went offline 3 or 4 times, and I had to switch it on and off to re-establish connection. So it might only be this light bulb, but in my experience, the light bulb doesn't seem to be very stable. The second thing I don't like about the light bulb is it doesn't support a LAN control, and it also doesn't support the previous state, which is strange because nearly all the other Sonoff devices that I've come in contact with or had the pleasure of playing with offers a LAN control, which means that you can control it on your local network and you don't need a cloud service to control those devices. And they also support the previous state, especially here where we are. If we have load shedding or blackout, once the power is restored, that device returns to its previous state. So I don't need to run around and switch off devices because the power went on and off. But for some reason, this light bulb, the BO5 and the BO2, doesn't support LAN control and previous state. The third thing that I won't say it's a dislike, it's more an annoyance than anything else, is the fact that you need a subscription to integrate into IFTTT. This service used to be free, and now it's not made clear to the user that you need a subscription to integrate into IFTTT. When testing this out, at no point in the process did it say you need a subscription. You only find out you need a subscription after you provided your user credentials on IFTTT, where it comes up with an error and say that you don't have a subscription to set up this integration. By that time, you've already given your credentials away. And I think that's kind of a security risk, and the user should be warned up front to say, hey, Mr. User, if you want to use this service, you need a subscription either from iWeLink or from IFTTT to make this integration work. And nowhere in the documentation, the pamphlets, the Easy 8 guides on the app, or even when you log into IFTTT and you look for iWeLink integrations, does it give you a warning that you need a subscription for this integration. Now let's have a look how this light bulb matches up to its competitors on the leaderboard. Outside of the box scores a 7. Although the packaging provides good information about the product, there's little focus on the features. One side of the box is entirely dedicated to the product range rather than the product you're buying. Inside of the box scores a 7 too. Although the quick setup guide is simple to follow, it's very brief and does not cover compatible mode setup. And the information on the light bulb omits that it's an RGB bulb. Feature scores a 9, losing 1 point for not having LAN control in previous state like most of the other Sonoff products. Brightness scores an 8 at 806 lumens. Alexa integration scores a 10, having completed the integration under 30 seconds, even though I experienced an app crash in the process. The integration takes about 15 seconds if executed flawlessly. Google scores a 9, having a much better integration this time around. The user flow still takes up some time, but the complete integration can be done within 40 seconds. Home Assistant scores a 3. It's a Home Assistant community store integration and requires several restarts and an entry into the configuration.yaml file, which is overly complicated and may be too daunting to attempt for a novice or non-technical user. Smartthings scores an 8. Although the user flow is the same for all products, the Sonoff integration itself is faster and can be done in less than a minute. IFTTT scores a 3. Although there is an integration into this platform, the integration flow should be the same for all products, but this is only supported if you have a subscription. Integrations to most other product lines are free. Apple HomeKit scores a 0 for not having an integration with Sonoff, although you'll have the ability to access basic controls on the iWeLink app from your Apple Watch. This brings the Sonoff BO5 Smart Bulb to a score of 46 out of 100, putting it in third place on the leaderboard. Thanks everybody for watching. I hope you liked this video. If you did, please give this video a like hit subscribe and also ding that bell icon so you can get notifications when I upload new videos. If you want to help out the channel to keep on making videos like these, you can join Patreon or you can make a once-off donation at PayPal. Links in the description below the video. Also follow me on Instagram to see what we get up to behind the scenes. QR code on the screen and also in the link in the video description. Tell us what you'd like to see on this channel. More product reviews, DIY projects, or some automation ideas. I'd love to see your opinions in the comment section. I also left some product links in the video description. Some products are available on my affiliate links. We get a small commission from the sales and it really helps out the channel and we appreciate that. You're also welcome to contact me if you want to get your own home automation started or if you have some brilliant automation ideas which you would like to share with the world. You can contact me on the email address on the screen right now. And remember, it's wireless with 3 s's.automation@gmail.com. Thanks everybody for watching and see you in the next video. Sonoff is based in Shenzhen. China.